Welcome to Safe Space Talks Mind Mastery. I'm your host, Nigeria Anderson, and we have Diane Anderson, no relation but my sister in Christ, and we have
That's
SB,
right.
a youth. And today's topic is justice impact on our youth. And just
Yes.
notice I said our youth because
That's
when
right.
I always say when we don't protect one group, that problem will be at your door. And so,
Absolutely.
although Safe Space Talks, we deal on the experiences of trauma here today, this is going to be one of those live moments where we
That's right.
have SB on here to discuss his situation and what he's been through, just, with the justice system and hearing from somebody who's just, going through it, right?
That's
Because
right.
we have to understand that there's a before the trauma. Okay,
Yes.
we're not born and then, maybe, but as far as I know, trauma just kind of shows up in your life and we
Yes.
understand unexpectedly.
Mm-hmm.
And
Basically,
that
yeah.
everything kind of trickles to trauma. And SB
Yes.
can definitely attest to that. Being arrested, having the cops mess with him,
Mm-hmm.
that sometimes creates trauma in your life. Now
Yes, it
we want to know
does.
why we running from the cops because we scared.
That's right. That's
Your
right.
track record is not all that good, and so
Mm-hmm.
we got to do what we got to do. So Diane, um, introduce yourself. She is the CEO and the founder of Meet Me at the Crossroads,
Yes.
and she does a
Yes.
lot with the youth. But give them some of your background and how you know what you're doing, where you see trauma, and how do
Yes.
you deal with it and help others. Please share that.
Well, as Nigeria said, we're sisters in Christ, although we have the same last name. I founded Meet Me at the Crossroads in 2016 because of my love for veterans and also seeing the situation of the youth. I don't know if you remember about Trayvon Martin when he got shot. Well, I was in my house
I know
crying after
Trayvon
that
Martin.
and thinking about my two sons because I have a 27-year-old and an 18-year-old. And I was scared for them to go outside in the cold and put their hood on
Right,
because I'm
right.
thinking the cops are going to see them
I'm
as
gonna
a
break you.
threat.
I don't mean to interrupt you, but
Yes,
I feel like the justice system did Trayvon Martin so wrong. I feel like they did him so
absolutely.
wrong. Only because like y'all didn't even really like get into it with him. Like y'all didn't ask him what he was doing. Y'all didn't try to go to him and see what he was doing. Y'all just
Yeah,
thought he had like because he's a black man. Y'all thought he had a gun, and y'all thought to shoot
yes.
him. That's
That's
not right.
right.
You can't do that to people.
Yeah.
You can't just walk around and shooting people. That's not right.
Right,
And
That's
right.
even
like
after
SB,
he
let
was
her
told to
finish
stop,
and we're going to let you
yes,
I'm
talk.
sorry.
Okay. Go ahead.
yes.
Finish, Diane.
So I was saying that because I understand the trauma that has happened to our youth, beginning even with the breakdown of the family structure, with the
Right,
fathers being out of the homes,
right,
and single moms having to pull up and have that job and take everything on themselves. It's been really hard that they didn't have enough time to even, I would say, nurture and look after the children as we would if it was a better a two family house.
right, right, right,
I have been a
Yeah,
single mom for 9 years, so I understand that we can do it, but it's always something that is going to be left off. We can't do it all. It
right,
takes a village. And
right,
so my motto was always being mindful of trauma that our youth have gone through and speaking life into them.
right,
Being that person there to listen and to be empathetic, meaning that we can relate, we understand.
right.
So I was so excited when you asked me to come on and speak about this topic, and then
Yeah,
of course having a youth going through it that said
right.
he would want to come on, you know,
Yeah,
is just what we need right now because it's too many black, brown, and Latinos in prison. And
that's right.
Shane, excuse me, SB, you're going to be talking about what you had mentioned earlier,
Yeah,
is that you've seen them letting white people go out the back door while they're shackling
definitely.
our black, men.
yeah.
So you can share now about some of your experience
Um,
that you've gone through.
the list goes on. It goes on honestly.
Yes.
Um, I don't know. I got PTSD from them. I be feeling like they be ruining like my, how people look at me, how people view me as a person.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and like I be scared of harassment. I would never lie to y'all. Like every day like I walk outside, I'm not gonna lie. Like even if I didn't do anything, I still like had that thought. Like what if they come, tell arrest me? Like and it's like I shouldn't have to feel like that. If y'all being protection and
Yes.
y'all being the law and feel me, y'all supposed to be. How do I say it? I don't want to say y'all supposed to be like for us, but I'm saying y'all for us. You get what I'm saying? Like
That's right. Protect to protect and
we supposed to
serve.
call y'all. We supposed to be able to call 911 if you have a problem. We
Right.
supposed to
If
be able to
there's
call
a problem, right.
911 if you need hospital. Why do we have to walk outside and get harassed and treated differently? I don't like that we are treated differently. We are treated differently because we are different races, different skin colors, and different
Yes.
ethnicities. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not I'm not saying that they be doing like how do I say it? I don't know how I really want to say it. Give me 1 second. Let me get a little word of it.
Yes.
All right.
Absolutely.
One of the things I want to ask you too, SB, is who, if I said who is SB, what would be your answer? Like, who are you?
Um, like how what and
How would
like
you
what do I want to
describe
be or like
yourself?
um I mean I feel like I'm a calm, very caring, happy person. Like
Okay.
I feel like I'm very genuine. Like for me, I don't do nothing out of like fake or to be look good to somebody or like to look like this in front of anybody. I'm one person that's always myself. Like I don't have a problem being myself. Nobody can tell me about me being myself because at the end of the day, when you yourself and you don't really have a care and a worry about people, it's okay.
Yeah.
Like with cops, you can't really have
Let me
that.
ask you another question. What was it like for you growing up?
I mean, it was hard. I would never
Now I
lie.
just
I'm
lost
not gonna sit
sound.
here.
I can
I'm
hear
not
you.
gonna sit here and sugarcoat it. For me,
No.
I'm not gonna sit here and
Oh
sugarcoat it,
my
whatever.
God.
Okay. Okay. You don't have to go no more than that, right?
No, no,
You don't have to,
I was
you
gonna
don't
be a
have to
little
say
brief.
no more than that. So
Mhm.
growing up was a little rough start, right?
Yeah.
Then hanging out, becoming a teenager. What caught your attention in the streets? Can you share that? Like, did you meet the wrong
Um.
crowd? Did you get into gangs? Did you start
I
smoking
just
Um.
and
lost sound.
drinking? Where did that
Well,
And my
start?
camera.
when I first like originally got to the teenage stage, I still wanted to play basketball. I wanted to be I don't know how to explain it. I don't know. I used to acknowledge LeBron James, Michael Jordan, like Dwayne Wade, Steph Curry, Kyrie Irving. I used to just acknowledge all the people.
Right.
So it's like
So do you
I went
play any
outside.
sports? Do you play basketball? Do you, you
Oh
know,
yeah.
because it's not too late. You know that, right?
Oh yeah,
It's
of
not
course.
too late
Oh yeah,
to
of course.
go to the Knicks basketball court thing or get involved with a
Not to cut you off. You know
basketball
what I feel like now, Zero?
camp.
I feel like as if I just went down the wrong path. Like I didn't have the right guidance to
Right.
get where I wanted to actually want to go.
Hmm.
So it's like the guidance that I wanted, I found in the streets. So it was like when I found guidance in the streets, it's like, well, if I got guidance here and I don't got guidance in the shit that I actually want to do, why I don't do this? You know what I'm saying? So it's like it looked cool at first, but as I got older and like responsibilities and like different things, I fell out of like touch with it. And I only fell out of touch with it because of the fact like I don't like the fact that how people act. Like
Right.
when I was younger, I was taught a gang is supposed to be a family. Y'all
Right.
supposed to be a family. Y'all supposed to be one. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
y'all not supposed to like y'all don't break apart. Y'all don't go against each other. Y'all don't do
Right.
that.
Right.
Nowadays, there's no family. Like it's like I can't carry family with people, and to me, they're not giving me the same energy, love, and respect that I give them. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
So it's like I don't feel like I couldn't have did it. It's just I went down the wrong path. And then like
Right.
once I went down the wrong path, I never stopped going down that path, and I never was able to like switch everything back up.
So what how did you get to the place where you're at now? Getting the necessary
Um,
help that you want, and making moves to changing your life and being
Yes.
part of the justice system. How has that what is that journey like for you right now?
it's long, very long, very like.
Yeah, I can imagine. I can
um,
imagine. Tell your truth though.
not,
Tell your truth.
That's right. That's right.
it's funny. I caught this case in like 2023. I would never lie to you. I've been playing this case for like 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
Um, more the story. I had gotten into a little scuffle with people. They had, ended up jumping me. We ended up jumping one of the people back or whatever. And basically, he basically told the cops that we jumped in. So before I had the program, I didn't even know like where I was going or what was gonna happen after that. Um, they kind of gave me this program and told me like, like see what it got for you. Like, they got
Mm-hmm.
jobs, they got internships, they
Right.
got school. Like at first I didn't like, get into that. I'm not gonna lie. I was in here just to be in here, like, get
Right.
Right.
stuff over with so I can have it and go.
That's right.
But as I say, as the year went along, I started to. I wouldn't say that because I was already comfortable. Don't get me
Mm-hmm.
wrong, but I started to really see like the program could really help you and like really like help with your growth basically. Like when I first got here, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't want to do nothing. I didn't want to go to school. I didn't want a job. I didn't want to do nothing. I just wanted to go home, come here, go home, and just do that. But
Right.
as the years went on and like I went to school, um, it's cool. It's cool. It's a big life experience.
Mm-hmm.
It's something that I'm not never gonna forget because like it's been years and like it took like a toll on my life. Like this year, it's my
Right.
last
But
senior
it was a
year.
change of environment as well, right? So you
Yes.
shift from a
Definitely
negative environment into a
Mm-hmm.
the
positive
positive,
environment.
Yeah. Yes.
the positive, and then like
And
this
around
program
people
is
that show you support.
it's
Right.
great. I say this
You
program is
know.
great because like everybody here is so supportive.
Mm-hmm.
They always on top of their job. There's never a task that you gotta like, you gotta remind them of or
Mm-hmm.
you gotta ask them for.
Right.
It's like then it's like they offer things for you to get your life together, internships, you got jobs, you got workforce,
Mm-hmm.
you got GD, you got
That's
everything.
right.
I
Like
love
it's just
it.
like
I love it that and I thank you for your honesty of saying that it took a year. Like when you
Yeah, that's
came,
right.
you're
It's not
like, look,
overnight.
if this is just
I'm
part
on
of
the
how
same
I
thing
can
with
get
Diane.
out, let me just
Talking
do
about the
what
youth
I
thing.
got to do.
Home.
But then you realize
Yes.
the benefits from it. And
Absolutely.
that's our job, to make
Yes.
sure
Yeah,
that we're taking the what is it, the unprivileged youth and showing
Yeah,
them a different way.
um,
And yes, it's
that's right.
hard and
yeah,
it's resistant because they don't know that. They don't know the
That's
love.
right.
They don't know
Yeah,
that, it's not too late. All right.
that's right.
It's not too late for you to turn your life
Yes.
around,
Mm-hmm.
to
it's
do the
definitely
things
not.
that
What I
you
what I
need to do.
Yep.
what I feel like I would tell people like if you want to turn your life around, I feel like you're gonna have to like get away from the people you with.
Come
You're
on
gonna
now,
have to get
sir.
away from the
Say it.
crowd. You're gonna have to get away from the crowd.
Say it.
Like
There
you
you
gotta like
go.
be your own person.
That's right. It's
My
who you're
fault.
hanging with.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right. And that's the point. The environment, the
Yes.
environment that you
But
in.
yeah, it's like I feel like your environment really affects
Yes.
the outcome of who you are
Right.
as a
Okay.
person sometimes.
Right.
Because when I was younger, I didn't really have thoughts of
And
things
you
going
fix
down this
them.
path. Like,
Okay. So
I,
I paused here, right? Because I want to bring another face in the camera
Okay.
because we're talking about justice impacted youth. So you see this beautiful smile?
Yes.
These are the things they just need someone to really support and show love,
Right.
not cops always looking at them as a threat. So I
Right.
want the, public that sees this
Yes,
video, the
absolutely.
podcast, to see this face of our black youth,
That's right. That's right.
not
And they're
someone that
not
they
a
need to
threat.
be
The
putting in
problem is
handcuffs.
everybody thinks they're a threat. You know.
That's right.
Now this SB changing his
basically,
life around. Now, if
Yes.
he walked
And
down the
and and
street,
NM is changing his life around, doing the
right,
right thing, right?
For
and
sure.
we
Yeah.
can't we
Yes.
can't just, what's that, racially profile them just because they're
Absolutely.
black men. And we have to
Yes.
save our young black men,
That's
okay,
right.
by
Mhm.
any means
Absolutely.
necessary. And we have
I
to not
agree.
be afraid of them. You know,
Mm-hmm. That's
they're just
right.
angry because adults didn't do their jobs.
There you go. There
Now
you
that's all
go.
I'm gonna say. I tell the truth
Yep.
here. Parents. I get on y'all. Not
Yeah.
all,
That's
not
right.
not all are bad. And then there's some
Mm-hmm.
who've done all they can do, and the
Uh-oh.
child still strays because of peer
I
pressure,
think it's your phone about to die.
influence,
Yep.
wanting to feel family, like SB said. I want to
Yes.
feel loved. I want to feel
Yeah.
like someone cares for me. So then they get
Yeah.
involved with the gangs. They get involved
Yeah.
with doing
That's right.
drugs and alcohol because
Yeah.
what's at home for them?
Yeah.
You know,
So if you had
and
to say one thing that you need, what would it be?
More help,
Yeah.
more help. Yeah.
In
In what
which way
area?
though?
Guidance,
In what area?
guidance. Uh,
Guidance.
I love
yeah,
it.
guidance would be
guidance,
one.
definitely,
Guidance is
man.
one big thing, and basically like in the Bronx area.
Support.
BX baby.
Yes. That's
Yeah.
it. Yep.
Now,
Thank you.
Thank you. Y'all have a nice day.
all
Okay.
right. All
Love.
right. I love it. And
Yes.
and that's true guidance. And I thank God for the programs that are there. And with the
Yes.
threat of
Yes.
DEI,
Oh, exactly.
Oh
with the threat
yes.
of the cuts, with the threats of the funding,
Absolutely.
this can
Yes.
become a dangerous situation.
Yes, it
So,
can.
Diane, I'm so sorry. I
Yes.
want to put your information on there of how they can reach you, in your
Yes.
program.
Yes.
Um,
Absolutely.
your email. What's your email? Is it meet me at the cross? What's your email?
Meet me. Yes. Meet me at the xroad.com. That's the website, and they can find all my information there. But also meet me at the xroad at gmail.com.
Okay. Let me see if
Yeah,
I can
all
get
one
there.
word.
Meet me.
Yes. At the X Road.
You
So
know.
Shane, do you think I'm a good person to speak to? Do you feel comfortable with me? Would you recommend me?
I mean, yeah, definitely,
Meet me at the
Okay.
definitely.
X Roads
Hey,
Road,
but
no
I like
S.
it's
Road
not even just cause like
at Gmail.
like you being
Yes.
it's not just cause of you even being my like my counselor, my mentor. You helped me a lot. You helped me a lot.
Yes.
You made sure I've having you made sure my core report was good all the time. You made sure I was
Yes.
here doing what I gotta do. You made sure I've checked in with emotional wellness to make sure my mental health is
So
okay.
do you
Like
feel that
yeah,
I
I
I
love that.
support
Make
you?
sure that his mental health is okay.
Yes.
And that is key. Making sure his
Yes.
mental health is okay.
Yes.
Um,
That's right.
because without your mental health, listen, we ain't none of us are no good.
Yeah.
You know.
Yep. See, just so you know, group is dismissing now, so a lot of different youth are coming out now. So I know it's going to get a little crazy where
Okay.
SB is at.
Okay.
Yeah.
but yeah, I'm gonna catch y'all.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
This is
But thank
I
you
have
so
fun being on
much.
here. I wouldn't mind being on here again.
All
Okay.
right.
Yeah.
Listen,
Thank you
always
so
welcome
much.
Everybody that's on here, everybody that's on here, I have a message for y'all. Stay away from them. Stay in the right path, and just take all the guidance and support you can get. That's
That's
what I tell y'all.
right.
That's
Good
what I tell y'all.
advice.
thank
Thank you
you.
so much.
I see you guys.
All right.
Oh wow,
Yes,
that was
yes. So we
great.
had an active show, right?
Yeah, yeah, no, we
Yes,
still
yes,
live. We still live and direct.
yes,
I love what he said. I mean, making sure his mental health is
yes.
okay. That
That's
came
right.
from a youth.
That's
That
right.
he is admitting
Yeah.
that that was a key component.
Yes.
I love what he said
Absolutely.
about not, you have to let go of that bad crowd. you
Absolutely.
you know you can't
Yes.
get caught up. You have to let go of that bad crowd.
Yeah. Yep.
And for some it's easy, for some it's not so easy, But
That's right.
I love all what he said, him being honest and transparent about all the
Yes.
things that, he's been through. It hasn't
Hmm.
been easy,
Yes,
you
that's
know.
right.
These young boys, I mean, they're handsome young men.
That's right.
Um, of
Yes.
course, sometimes you get those marks and scars for engaging in things
Yes.
you shouldn't have been
Yes.
engaging in. But
Yes.
honey, I
Yes.
thank God that it has become SB's testimony.
That's right. That's
You
right.
know, and so yeah, you may look at him and he may be looking a little. You be like, let me clutch my bag, right?
Yes. Yes.
But
That's right.
look how gentle and sweet he is,
Yes.
right?
When you talk,
And
then you
so,
take
like
the
I said,
time to speak to them.
yeah, judging them, before you know them,
That's
and
right.
talk about when you first met him, and like, what was
Okay.
that process of? Oh my goodness.
Well, all of them, when they come in, they have to find and check out who you are. So they're already coming in assessing us, you
Okay,
know,
okay,
because they want to know, does this person genuinely care about me?
right,
So I always look at them and look beyond. That's
right.
something I've been trained to do,
Come
you
on.
know.
Hmm.
So I would say that's my experience. I don't look at the surface because I know, being a black mother of two sons,
Right,
what other people see them as. So I'm always going to speak life right away.
right.
So if I come in, the worse they look, the more I'm going to speak love and
Come on,
life.
come on. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah,
So
yeah,
that's what I do. Yes.
yeah. I
I don't
mean,
get turned off by the appearance.
yeah, and you can't, and focusing on on their rehabilitation is so
Yes.
key. The fact I love
Absolutely.
how he said when he first came, he was like, I just got to be here, so I'm gonna do this. But it was
That's
the
right.
tenacity of your kindness, your love,
Yes.
and your
Mm-hmm.
caring that turned this
Yes.
young man and all the kids you deal with, all of you
Right.
that you deal
Yeah.
with around. And
Yeah.
we need programs like this. So please support Meet Me at the
Yes.
Crossroads, because if
Absolutely.
we're not supporting each other, especially in this climate, we
Mm-hmm.
can see. I'm getting all emotional, but I have nephews,
Yes.
nieces, and godchildren, right?
Yes.
And we can see
Mm. Oh,
the
yes.
danger that we will put our kids in if
Yes.
we're not supporting programs like yours to do
Absolutely.
the work.
Yes.
And if we have to depend on the government, it might not work. Okay. If
That's right.
we have to depend on each other in this crisis.
Yes.
When
That's
I
right.
see Red Cross, St. Jude,
Mm-hmm.
FEMA, and all these other multi-million billion dollar
Yes.
organizations that get
Mm-hmm.
the funding because of
That's
whoever
right.
they know or their political tie.
Yes.
And then you have smaller organizations that go untapped, unnoticed,
Absolutely.
we don't even know they're
Yes.
there. And they're
Mm-hmm.
trying to do fundraisers and they're asking you for
Yes.
help. I'm gonna need your
That's
life.
right.
Those of
That's
y'all
right.
who are watching. And I love that this is my show. I don't have to answer to nobody. I'm not
Yes.
trying to be
That's
cute, not
right.
trying to be fancy. I'm trying to be
That's right.
honest. Because
Yes.
if you're from the hood
Mm-hmm.
and you know somebody like SB and you know how his life is, at
Absolutely.
home, you
Yeah.
know, in our vernacular, we call him Pookie, right?
Yes.
You
Yes.
know Pookie
Uh-huh.
and them.
Yes.
And I always say on this show, we are here to help Pookie,
Oh,
okay?
yes, we are.
Because we're
Yes.
not going to keep
Yes.
just blaming Pookie and not
That's
asking
right.
Pookie, do you need help,
That's right.
right?
And the
And,
youth
and
spoke that
offering
about
him,
guidance.
right. And I love what the gentleman said,
Yes.
guidance and
Yes.
rehabilitation.
That's right.
Okay, because
Yes.
what happens is they get in the penal system, and as he kept saying, that same cop, every time he see him, he
That's
thinking he's
right.
he's doing something
That's
wrong and
all he
harassing
sees.
him
That's
for
right.
no reason.
Yeah.
I'm
Yes.
ready to
That's
go to the
right.
precinct and be like, stop bothering him.
That's right.
He's in a program.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Stop, just stop.
Yes.
Um, And it is important. The service,
Mm-hmm.
the counseling, the
Yes.
therapy is needed,
Yes.
you know,
Yeah.
and you are very well equipped to make
Yes.
all those services, to meet all those
Yes.
services. I've
Yes.
seen you
Yes.
in action. The children, the youth, they love you. They love you. And
Thank
that's why
you.
I really wanted you on the show.
Yes.
Because we're
Yes.
authentic here. I don't just put
Absolutely.
people
Each word
for
don't have
no
my heart.
reason. Right. I don't
Yeah.
just be trying to get likes and numbers and stuff. I'm
That's
trying to
right.
give y'all what the real is. Okay.
Yes.
And what's
Absolutely.
real is that if we don't step up, our children are in
Mm-hmm.
danger. They got all
Absolutely.
kinds of drugs,
Oh yes.
alcohol. They have all kinds of
Yes.
scams. They have everything
Mm-hmm.
is waiting on this platform with
That's right.
AI, dating
Mm-hmm.
apps. I mean, they're passing
Yes.
a bill to
That's right.
for kids under a certain age to only be on social media for an hour. They're passing a
That's right.
bill. That's they're
Yes.
passing a bill for that. What does
Wow.
this say about us and our society?
That's right. That's right.
That they, during COVID, they was like, wash your hands. Who has to tell you to wash your hands? But wash your hands.
That's true.
Okay.
Yes, that's
Who
right.
why I gotta tell you why your gadget gotta go off in an hour because you
Yes.
so glued?
You
And the mental
yes.
health damage that social media has
Absolutely.
done to our youth, committing suicide.
Absolutely.
I don't know, you two
Yes.
don't that's the name, okay?
Mm-hmm.
um, um, self-harm, okay?
Yes,
And
yes,
harm of
yes.
others. So when you're
Yes.
like, oh, why he did that or why are they doing that?
Mhm.
And let me tell you, can you please talk about the women, the young ladies? That's just
Oh
as bad
yes.
as some of these
Absolutely.
young men. I'm gonna let you talk because I could
Yes.
go on and on. But talk about
Yeah.
some of these
We
ladies and
we,
some of
we
the things they're dealing with as well
yes.
that's leading them to the streets.
Right. Well, the young ladies, unfortunately, are looking for that love and that affection that they've not received at home. When I
Hmm.
was talking about the absent fathers, they don't understand what it means to be treated right by a male figure.
Right.
And so they're running into the arms of these young men that are impregnating them. And then now they're single mothers out here struggling and the babies are suffering. So it's like a cycle that just keeps going because they are still children themselves and now they have to raise a baby and they don't have the guidance to do that. They don't have the resources. And so what they're doing in order to escape, many of our youth are using drugs daily just to
Yeah.
deal with the emotional stress of just living. So what I'm hearing them say all the time now is life be lifing. That's the
Yeah.
term.
Yeah.
Life be lifing. When they should be enjoying their youth, they're out here dealing with adult issues. How am I going to get a babysitter? I
Right.
have no one to support me. They have parents that are on drugs. They have parents that are big homies in the gangs,
Wow.
And so these are the examples that they see. And so I try to be that model for them, that to give them hope and to show them that there are other ways to, go about your future. You don't have to follow that. There's another way. There's a better
Right.
way, you
Right.
know.
Right.
So yeah, the young girls, unfortunately, they are being lost as well. Yes.
And we hate to say it, but definitely, it's poverty, which has
Mm-hmm.
created the
Absolutely.
stress for their parents. Because yes,
Oh
I get on
yes.
parents, but I am empathetic to the root. Because at Safe
Oh
Space Talks, we want to talk about
yes.
the root of this problem. The root of the
Absolutely.
problem is the poverty part, that's creating
Yes.
the stress that creates the
Yes.
alcohol, the drugs, the
Yes.
sleeping around, and now
Yes.
you're
Yes.
angry, and now you're taking it out on your child, and your child loves you.
Absolutely.
Child,
That's
your
right.
mama could be a crackhead, whore, your
Yes.
daddy could be a
Absolutely.
pimp, your
Mm-hmm.
I mean, all of that, and
Yes.
your child will
Yes.
still love you. That's an innate thing from God,
Yes, it is. Yes, it
you know,
is.
and you could be an abusive parent. and your
Mm-hmm.
child still love you. They may not forgive you, but they still,
Yes.
it just
Yes.
is how God did it. And these
Yeah.
childhood traumas is what's troubling our teens, male and
Absolutely.
female.
Yeah.
They're going into not only gangs, but talk about the alphabet community.
Oh, yes. That is something that is major. I always say if you don't know who you are, that's a big thing right there. Just struggling to identify of who am I, you know? And I would say that's how the enemy has them tricked. Now it's so common right now where it's not even seen as anything big anymore. It's just so natural, you know, and that's what I feel is very sad that people have become desensitized to it, you know. I always say you want to love everyone, but you also want to speak the truth and tell them what's not the right thing, you know. And
Right.
we have really swept that under the rug, you know, in that respect.
Yeah. I mean, we're at a place where we're asking our youth to make adult decisions, and they do
Absolutely.
not have the capacity. I don't care
Yeah,
how smart they are with books.
absolutely. Yes.
Life decisions require maturity and
Yes, it
understanding
does.
on a level that you can only get from proper guidance.
Yes.
People who have the wisdom and the
Mm-hmm.
knowledge to share,
Yes.
because
Absolutely.
education is very key. Knowledge is very
Yes.
key. You don't
Mm-hmm.
know what you don't know.
Yeah, that's
And
right.
yeah, when you're 16, 17, you think you know. You
Yeah.
think you know everything. You
Yes.
so
Yes.
smart. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Until jail, you in the court and they talking about,
Mm-hmm.
and they throwing double numbers like, 20
Yeah.
to life and 25 to
Yes, that's
life. And
right. That's
you
right.
know, you think you can handle it, and you
Yeah.
think because you possibly, where snitches get stitches. Let me
Oh,
tell y'all
yes.
something. When I was young, I told, okay, I'm
Oh,
telling,
yeah.
I'm not going to
Yes.
jail for nobody. You know
That's
what I'm
right.
saying?
That's
Like,
right.
I'm
Yeah.
telling. All right.
Mm-hmm. And right
You
now,
don't
that's a
realize how
honor
much
code.
life you
Mm-hmm.
have ahead of you, because
Yes, absolutely.
if you're not focused on the future,
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah.
love SB. I really, I'm so thankful he was on the show, because I love
Yes.
how he mentioned how, he had some dreams,
Yeah.
right? He wanted to play
Hmm.
basketball. He
Right.
had some, but the environment pulled him away
Yes.
from his
Yes.
dreams.
Mm-hmm.
If you are a youth, if you are a parent and you're listening to Safe Space Talks Mind Mastery right now
Yes.
on today,
Yes.
I'm suggesting that you
Mm-hmm.
sit, you know what, let me let you do it, Diane. You got all the degrees. Instruct the parents,
Yes.
instruct the
I you you
parents,
you you
give them
you you were
some
starting off with to
tools
sit.
on how to
Yeah.
really relate to their child.
Yeah. Well, what you were saying was, I believe, to sit down with them, you know, and begin to talk to them just to see who they are. Because
Come
those
on.
gadgets that they're on and those computers and what's going into them, that's becoming their parent, you know.
Ooh,
So we have to take back, you know, is no more the computer teaching them. We are the teachers. We got to get back
that's
to
right.
that nurturing place and that teaching place and to be an example, you know, because they're always watching. So not
Yeah.
only just talking, but leading the lifestyle that they can look up to and respect, you know, show them the
Mm,
way just as much as you tell them the way, you
right.
know.
Right.
Yeah, on always in love,
Always
always
in love.
in love, you know, because
Always in love.
there's a way
And
in which you speak. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. And what's really key is understanding your stress levels.
Oh,
I
yes.
know it's hard.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we know
Hmm.
it's hard. And like,
Yes.
I'm single, no kids, bless God.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
No, bless God, because
Yeah.
I have, like I said, nieces and nephews, and I've been to the
Absolutely.
schools. And my
Yes.
nephew came home, a young lady pushed him on the sleigh. He came home black and blue and busted nose and lip. I
Mm-hmm.
went to the school the
Wow.
next day and was banned.
Yes.
I didn't hit
Mm-hmm.
nobody, but I did make
Right.
telling them
You
like he better
express
not ever
your
come home like
feelings.
this again.
Yes.
Otherwise,
Mhm.
everybody in the school going home looking like that, you know.
Yes.
And so they had to call my sister and tell her the aunt can't come no more. And it's okay. It's all
Right.
right. I was
Mhm.
angry, you know. So, right. So I'm here to say monitor your stress levels,
Oh, yes,
right?
absolutely.
I talk about the young lady who was walking with her 3 year old and saying, "You making me late." How the 3 year old
Mm,
making you late? The 3 year old
right.
did not make you late. You're
That's right.
late. And just because they walking slow and half asleep,
That's
whatever,
right.
they're not making you late. You're the
That's
adult.
right.
Take adult
There you
responsibilities.
go. There you
And
go.
I live
That's
between two
right.
schools. So I hear, hurry up,
Yes.
get your A
Yes.
over here. And
Yes,
I
I've
mean,
seen
I have
that.
to lock myself in the house because I have
Yeah.
gone out and be like, stop yelling at that child like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, I'm a
I've
mandated
seen
reporter.
parents.
Stop, stop. You know,
Yes.
we
Yes.
need our
I've
mandated
seen
reporters
parents.
on their job. Be on your
To say
job, okay?
yes, yes.
But yeah, Diane, thank you so much for sharing
You're
with us.
welcome.
This was really informative.
It was a
Again,
pleasure.
this was showing you the root of the problem of
That's
trauma.
right.
You
That's
know,
right.
of how when you neglect the child grows up, and if
Yeah.
you know, thank God your children are at a plateau of getting the help that they need. Because if they
Yes.
skip
Yes.
you, they become
Mm-hmm.
adults.
Yeah. They're going to
Okay,
find something somewhere.
yeah,
They're going to find something to fill that void,
yeah,
whether it be
yeah.
something positive or negative.
Or
So we want
something
to make
negative.
sure it's something positive.
Yeah, make
Yep.
sure. Listen, Diane, tell them how to reach you one more time and again, because I need y'all to reach out to my
Yes.
sis. And, you know, whether you need counseling as a parent or whether
That's
you want to
right.
send your youth, let them
Amen.
know her email is
Yes.
there. Make sure that's correct. And just let them know how to reach you again.
I got my glasses on. That's kind of little. I hope it says
Ah! At the
meet
X
me
Road.
at the X Road at gmail.com.
That's it. That's it.
Yes.
We got it.
Yes. Yes. That's it. And
All
also the
right.
website is the same. Thank
Yeah,
you.
and you know, it was good to even have one of your youth on there,
Oh,
letting them
yes.
know how well
Absolutely.
you know you do your
Yes.
job, and
And
so
that builds up their self-esteem also, lets them know that their voice is important and they matter.
yes, and we want them to know that
Yes.
they do matter. So
Absolutely.
listen, this is Nigeria at Safe Space Talks My Mastery. Man, this probably we in season 4 and we doing our thing, man. And
Yes,
this
we
is just
are.
really, really great. If you ever want to
Yes.
be on the show, you can email me at Safe Space Talks My Master. No, see, at Safe Space Talks at gmail.com. And I'll be more than
Yes.
happy to connect you as well as help you. So thank you.
All
Please
right.
share this. And we're here every Wednesday. Let's get that in real quick.
Yes.
Um, 12 p.m. and on YouTube. And as I say, see you next week. Same bat channel, same
All
bat
right.
place. I love me some
God
y'all.
bless you,
Thanks so
sis.
much.